Welcome! In this video we will show you how to get started with Bootstrap and build a little bar with social links for our website. Okay, first of all I will make a new folder. I will call mine website. Now let's get to our code editor. I will use Atom and open the project in it. Let's add a new file, index.html, and just write something inside it like hello. I will save the file with Ctrl and S on Windows or CMD and S on Mac. Now we can open this file in the browser and there's our hello. Great. But there is an even better way to preview the code. As we described in our Atom video, we can use the Atom HTML preview package. You can see I have it already installed. If you haven't, you can search for it here and install it. Let's close this, and now we can enable the package, simply like this. And there's our preview. Now we can add Bootstrap. To get started, let's go to their website, getbootstrap.com. We click on Get Started, and now we can select the starter template. Let's select and copy this. Now we can paste this in our index.html. I will do this throughout the tutorial with the key combination Ctrl and V on Windows or CMD and V on Mac. We can already see a new text in a different font. And let's see what we are having here. In the first line we tell the browser what type of document he's going to get. In our case it's an HTML document. In the next line we are defining an HTML element with the HTML tag. They are always inside the smaller and bigger signs. And now we are using an attribute, in our case lang for language, and assign it the value en for English. This tells the browser and search engines the language of the document. Here we have the head element for our metadata. Let's define the character encoding. We are using UTF-8. In the next line, through the viewport, we ensure that our website works fine on mobile devices. Then we link to the style sheet of Bootstrap. So all Bootstrap elements have the styling that the designers from Bootstrap defined. You could actually also download the style sheet and save it in your directory. This is great if you want to play around with your code offline. We can see the text has gotten quite long inside here. There is a convention in programming that if possible you shouldn't exceed 80 characters per line. You can see this little line in our code editor here. So let's make it easier to read, so people don't have to scroll to the right and left all the time. Let's break our lines up. You have to be careful though, don't break it in the middle of a word, that will you get problems. The integrity attribute guarantees that it's the right code, because we are loading the style sheet always from an online resource. Great. Next we have the title. Let's change this too, of course. This is what will be written in the browser in the little tabs, and it's important for search engines. I will put my name, you put yours. Now comes the actual content of our website, inside the body element. We just have one big heading at the moment. Let's get rid of this. Now we have a clean slate. Finally down here we have some JavaScript libraries that Bootstrap uses, and their own library. This code's made the interactive elements of Bootstrap work. You could also save them in your directory and link to it if you would like to work offline. Let's break them up and make them more readable too. Great, that's it. Now everything is set up and we can start with the content of our website. On the top you usually have a navigation bar. We will also use the element, but instead of using it for navigation, we will put our social links inside it. Let's go to Bootstrap, and inside the component we can look for a navigation bar. This one looks nice and simple. Let's copy it and paste it in our index.html. This looks nice. Okay, let's get rid of the active and disabled elements. We won't use them since it's not really a navigation. These are all links, as you can see from the A element. Let's point the first link to our Twitter and write Twitter. The next one is for Facebook and one for Telegram. Okay, nice. This looks fine. And it works too. Great. Now we don't want these links to be blue but black. We could color them like this. As you may remember, with the style attribute we can change the appearance of our elements. So color here stands for the color of the text, and we want to give it an RGB color, which stands for red, green and blue. And the A here at the end stands for alpha. How see-through it should be. Because we want it to be almost black, R, G and B will all be zeros. But we also want it a little bit see-through, so we make the alpha value 0.8, like a gray. Okay, but this is actually not what we really want. We want to have the style in a separate document, so we are a little bit more organized. And we can reuse styles for other elements. Let's create a CSS document for the styling. I will call it main CSS. We can see all of our links have the class navlink, so we can use this to change the color for all of them. You may remember with the class attribute, we can give different elements the same style. And here is already a class that we can use, navlink. With a point we tell our style sheet that we want to target a class. And we need the name of the class, navlink. Great, now let's color it. Okay, I will save the file now through my keyboard, because I'm on Windows with the combination Ctrl and S. The blue dot on the CSS tab will disappear. I will do this throughout the tutorial. You should always save the document after a change. Okay, at the moment our index.html file doesn't know about our CSS file with the new style. So let's link them. In the head of our index.html we can now link to our style sheet, similar as we link to Bootstrap style sheet. This time we don't need any additional attributes, like the integrity, since the file is hosted in our directory. Now the CSS is applied. Great, now that we have linked them, let's delete the style attribute from our element. Okay, but let's try to get our links into the middle. An easy method for this is to use a Bootstrap class. So let's head over to Bootstrap. As you may see, these ones here are in the middle. And it looks like that because I have added a class on top. Justify content center. Let's copy this class and paste it in our index.html. Let's save our file with Ctrl and S. The links are in the middle. But this is still not what we really want. We want icons instead of text. And we are lucky because we don't have to design the icons ourselves. We can use nice looking ones for free. One project that is great for this is called Font Awesome. Let's check it out. We want a free version. Okay, so again, to use these icons, which are similar to a font, we need to implement the style sheet in our header. Let's do this. And we put it before our main CSS, because the last one overrides the one before, so we have the last word. Let's make it more readable with line breaks. And now let's search for the icons we want to use. So the first one is Twitter. I'm going for the free bird here. Let's use it and copy this little bird. And we are going to use it instead of what we wrote earlier. Let's do the same for Facebook. And Telegram. Okay, great. Our navigation looks nice. In the next video, we will add more visuals and do the cover of our website.